Welcome back to Happy Holidays with Zero Weight Gain. It's day 3 of 5 to change our approach to holiday eating. It's all about empowering you with mindset shifts and practical strategies that support healthy eating through the end of the year, right? Through these next weeks, probably into the beginning of the year too. In Slender for Good, we're all about sustainable, healthy weight loss results. We don't care about weight loss that's temporary, not interested. We want not only healthy results, so we only want to get the weight loss by doing something that makes our body healthy and happy, but we also only want it if it's sustainable. That idea of I'm going to lose weight and gain it again and lose it and gain it, we're not interested, right? So we found these kinds of lasting results so we never have to worry about this again, never have to diet again. They come from consistently following truly healthy eating principles. That's completely different from following our best guess guidelines from growing up in our current food environment, which I describe as deranged. One indication of the derangement of our food environment is that 73% of the food in our environment is highly processed, non-nutritious food-like substances. It's not a small amount, it's most of our food. That means only 27% is real, highly nutritious food. And the effect on our bodies is pretty devastating. We don't die immediately like it's that kind of poison. We may not throw up or get a stomach ache, indicating that our body says that wasn't good, right? But 88% of us, most of us, are metabolically ill. And that translates to damage in 8 different cellular metabolic processes. And that means what we observe is a gradual development of various chronic diseases of aging, like diabetes and high blood pressure and heart disease, inflammatory conditions, gastrointestinal conditions, cancer, dementia, overweight, and obesity. So the people that come to me for help, they don't want to just change the overweight and obesity part. They want to reduce the risk of those other diseases. They want to be eating in a way that gives them the best life all the way to the end, if possible. So for most of us, the best way to change all this is generally not going to be taking a pill or a shot or getting a surgery. The number one way to get those metabolic processes working in our favor is to discover what truly healthy eating actually is. Specifically, how is it different from what we grew up thinking? And then once we find exactly how it's different, because it's quite specific, then we can find our way to falling in love with this truly healthy eating approach. And then we need to make it a happy habit. So we've been talking about a major reason to continue healthy eating through the holidays, which is getting these habits to be very consistent. First, we want to keep healthy eating because it gives us the best results in a big way, right? But also because we want these habits to get consistent and easy. We don't want to have to think so hard about what we're eating for the rest of our lives. We don't want to be stopping and starting with weight loss approaches all the time. We just want to decide, this makes sense, this is clear, I love this, I can do this, this is what I do. Right? So that's how we get our desired results and how we keep our desired results. Getting these habits so consistent, they become effortless. Now, to get there in these times in our culture can take a little bit of a warrior spirit, like, that's the face and the sound I make. I care about eating healthy. I'm going to fight for it, right? We can win over holiday challenges by maintaining a commitment to healthy eating being just how I eat. I just want to make this how I eat, whether it's holiday, birthday, vacations, weekends, whether I'm stressed or I'm excited and celebrating, all these things don't change how I eat. The way I eat is the way I eat. So as we head into holiday events, we have to know the default situation that we're going to be pulled to is overindulging in cravingful, highly processed, non-nutritious food-like substances, what I summarize as chip niffles. Used to call them treats. I don't find that way of talking about them helps me. They're chip niffles. So it's been our habit to indulge in these things at this time of year extra. We've been conditioned and trained to do that, like Pavlov's dog. The bell rings, oh, time to eat a treat, right? So to override the conditioning of our environment and the social pressures, we make it easy by preparing, by planning to succeed. So I would say I've worked with hundreds of people, mostly women over 50 in the Slender for Good program over the years. And almost all of them that have been successful at some point tell me, I just really planned. The reason I succeeded is I just planned, I prepared, I was ready. And often when they tell me, oh, I really had this challenge that hit me, they say, I didn't plan, I didn't prepare, I just hoped it was going to work out, which is trouble in this environment. So several Slender for Good Mastery clients have faced situations like this in recent years where they're pulled to eat whatever looks good, what they're used to eating and drinking, what everyone around them is offering and is eating and drinking. Now, when they stick with their truly healthy eating, they're so happy. They feel really clear and really calm, right? Other people might be a bit anxious and depressed from overindulging. They feel clear and calm and good. Like, I'm proud of myself. I can absolutely do this. This is enjoyable eating this way. They have energy that lasts through the day instead of these big highs and lows, right? They tend to wake up feeling really good instead of feeling really lousy. They'll say, like, everyone in the family woke up feeling crappy the next day, really late and feeling lousy, not ready to take on the day. I was ready to go. They find they're better able to connect with their loved ones. They maintain or lose weight when other people are feeling bloated and maybe gaining weight. And we often find it's just not hard with clear intention and a plan, right? So when you're going to a party, an event that you feel like might be challenging to your healthy eating intentions, have a clear intention. What's my intention going to this event? I think I mentioned earlier in the week, whenever I go to a potluck, I really have to be intentional about how I'm approaching that situation, how I'm going to eat. Sometimes I will eat before I go. So really thinking it through ahead of time, how am I going to do this so that I stay on my plan? The reason it's become really important to me is these habits keep me very calm and very centered and keep me in my results. Like I kind of cherish the way that I've learned to eat. It's not, if I thought of it like a diet that I'm doing temporarily, I'd be looking forward to the chance to take breaks from it. But I don't. I look at this as a way that I eat that's really important for my health, has made a massive difference. And I want my health to be good. I'm 65 now. I want it to be good for 20, 30 years, for however long I live, not to start falling apart little by little. So I have to be intentional about my food environment because I get pulled into non-nutritious stuff pretty easily otherwise. I will have a plan, right? So lots of times I will take what I'm going to drink. I'll take a big sparkling water, a big bottle of Perrier, maybe two, so I can share with other people, right? I will go with a plan as far as either I'm taking something that's a lot of vegetables that I can eat because vegetables are key to my plan, or I'm going to eat those things before I go. So I'm going to have a clear intention. I'm going to have a plan. Here's what I'm going to eat and drink when I'm there. Here's how I'm going to fill up on nutritious foods. Like that's my number one priority. How am I going to fill up on nutritious foods? And you may even want to plan for what you're going to say. So sometimes we think about, well, if people are challenging me, why aren't you eating this thing that I made? My answer used to be, well, I just have this healthy eating plan that is working so well for me, and I'm just sticking with it. Oh, but it's a holiday, it's a special occasion. I'm just sticking with it every day, so it really becomes habitual. So yeah, I'm gonna have my thing to say. You might have something else. I always talk about Michaelina's thing to say. Michaelina was in the program four years ago or something and got these massive results for her health and her energy and her relationship with food and her weight, etc. She would tell people that will cause me terrible diarrhea. Like, have whatever you need to have to say that feels like it'll fit for you. The thing she liked about that is people didn't argue with her. Okay, we don't want to invite people to argue with us. If we're saying something like, oh, I just can't have that stuff right now because I'm on a diet, people will try to rescue us from that miserable situation and will try to convince us to go off our diet. So think about what you want to say that won't invite them to tell you to do something else and that won't invite them to criticize you and won't invite them to fight with you, right? Remember, we're focusing more on eating abundant, highly nutritious foods than we're focusing on what we're trying to resist or avoid. So plan for how you're going to eat abundant, highly nutritious foods leading up to the event. So you'll be full, so you'll feel really energized from the food. Are they going to have enough of that at the event to fill up? Or are you going to be better off taking something to share or filling up beforehand? You don't want it to feel hard, like deprivation. How can you feel good about this? This is one key to success with habit change. Feeling really good about the change you're making. Like I have had Slender for Good Mastery clients recently talking about, I feel really grateful to have all this nutritious food. I look at my plate, I look at other people's plates, and I feel really grateful that this is what I'm eating, that I love eating this stuff. I love what it's doing for my body. So what positive emotions can you experience with this? Can you notice your body feeling happy about it? I think about Elaine, who one of the first things she noticed was a pain in her back went away eating this way. And I always go into events like this really focused on relating to the people. How can I really connect with somebody today? Maybe make their day. So the actions and reflections I recommend today: identify one upcoming seasonal event that you anticipate might challenge your healthy eating. So I'm suggesting you write these things down, right? So this is the event I'm focusing on. I'm not leaving it in this vague idea in my head that doesn't work well. Plan for how you're going to eat abundant, highly nutritious foods leading up to the event. How will you fill up? Will there be enough of the nutritious foods there to fill up? Are you going to take food with you? Are you going to fill up before? And tomorrow, let's talk about the next part of planning for success with healthy eating at holiday events. First is to fill up on highly nutritious foods. Second is to decide, how do you want to handle the tons of chip niffles there, right? All right, that's my presentation for today.